Good afternoon, everyone. This is an update on the tropics for September 3rd, 2022. We have now Tropical Storm Earl. We still have Hurricane Danielle ongoing in the northern portion of the Atlantic, and we have a possible tropical wave coming off of Africa. So let's get right into it here. Here is the tropical basin of the Atlantic and portions of the Eastern Pacific. We have a lot of convection going on in the Eastern Pacific, as you can see here, and that is a tropical wave kind of scattered around some sort of circulation here. And we also do have now Tropical Storm Earl right now east of Puerto Rico, north of the Lesser Antilles, bringing some thunderstorms and rain showers over there, and maybe some gusty winds. But right now, more of the gusty winds are more near the center right now. We do have Hurricane Danielle, which we have nearly an eye there. We have a lot of that convection wrapping around the center, which means we could possibly see an eye right in there later on, as it continues to just stay still in pretty much the middle of the Atlantic as of right now. We have a tropical wave we might need to watch here over the next 10 days. That will be headed westward throughout the main development region, where some of the models have it developing into a possible tropical storm later on in middle September. Here's the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. As you can see, we have two tropical storms, which I did say Hurricane Danielle, but right now it looks to be as a tropical storm. Now, this was forecast to actually become a category 2 hurricane, but as you can see right now, it's a tropical storm. We are still expecting another hurricane status here later on around 12 a.m. Monday. We could see another hurricane status according to this forecast by the National Hurricane Center. Of course, no impacts to land at all as of this current time, just a little hurricane spinning its way throughout the United States, throughout the Atlantic. And as you can see, there is Tropical Storm Earl. And here is the forecast cone here. It is going to be staying as a tropical storm for quite a while, as it makes its northern turn right north of Bermuda around 8 a.m. Monday. That's when it really starts to go north, and then it heads northeast around 8 a.m. Tuesday. Possibly missing Bermuda, but Bermuda still needs to keep an eye on this, as it is going to be making a close approach there, as I don't think it will be anything major, as it is a very sheared storm, so it will be weak, but just mainly keep your eye on it for now. No really major concerns right now. Now, there's those tropical storm force winds right here, and portions of these Lesser Antilles here are actually getting some of those tropical storm force winds, so definitely some gusty winds here throughout throughout this weekend here, as it does head northwestward here. Puerto Rico, you may see a little bit of tropical storm force winds. Again, nothing concerning, but mainly some gusty winds throughout this weekend into early next week, as this tropical storm does head throughout portions of the northern Lesser Antilles. GFS is still pointing to Earl possibly becoming a hurricane status here early next week into middle of next week. Possibly could see a category 1 hurricane at least from Earl, but again, it's going to be a sheared storm, and GFS is usually quite unrealistic with some of these storms occasionally. As you can see, even makes it as far north as just to the east of Nova Scotia, eventually kind of weakening, but still a very strong low pressure system that does head right near Greenland in the middle of September. And let's go to move backwards here a little bit. Now, we do have another tropical wave here spawning off the coast of Africa here middle of next week there, and that looks to be not developing into much, especially with that high pressure system. It's just going to bring it into a fish storm in the middle of the Atlantic, even if it does develop. But that will be headed through a lot of dry air and maybe some shear as well, so that's going to really weaken it off for right now. And as you can see, still signs here around middle September for some more tropical waves for the main development region. We will have to continue to monitor. Here's the European model, which only goes so far out from the latest run here, and as you can see here, again, mainly stays at a tropical storm strength for Earl. Tropical storm Danielle looks to be strengthening shortly here throughout this weekend and early next week into another hurricane. As we look at the CMC model here, which just does go a lot more far out here, it does show actually this tropical wave developing into a little something but then weakening shortly after that. And then we do have another tropical wave here on September 13th. Again, something we need to monitor, as typically guidance changes, and some of these may be heading into the Caribbean, especially around late September. Let's look at the satellite imagery for Tropical Storm Earl, just so we're going to zoom in here on the Caribbean. Here's a lot of those Lesser Antilles here. Again, those islands are definitely seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms. I'm not sure of the names of these islands, but I'm just going to call them Lesser Antilles for now. But there is Puerto Rico. You guys are actually seeing some pop-up thunderstorms for the western side of this low-pressure system, and that will mainly bring some thunder and lightning and rain also for Puerto Rico here. A lot of this main stuff here, a lot of this very gusty winds is going to be in the eastern portion of the storm here. So some of these islands may see a little bit of these tropical storm force winds. Puerto Rico may see a little tip of these tropical storm force winds, but it will be headed away, kind of towards, but away to the northwest here. So again, you may see a little bit of gusty winds, but it's not really anything to be concerned about over this weekend into early next week. Let's go and look at the actual Tropical Storm Danielle, which we have continued to see an attempt to really put an eye on this thing right in the middle here. We've seen a lot of attempts here, but I think we are really getting into it. If it strengthens just a little bit, we could possibly see an eye forming right here as a lot of this convection just continues to circulate around. Look at those mid-level circulations here as these really wrap around. As you can see, you can't really, it's a little hard to see, but look at those mid-level clouds. Those are really pushing it around this very strong low pressure system. But again, this is expected to become another hurricane status. I don't think this will be making it to major hurricane status, as it is still going to be in a little bit of cooler waters, but definitely it still has some of those waters to take advantage of as it just kind of stays still and develops slowly without any sheer dry air even near it. It's going to have a lot of chances to really strengthen up and possibly show off that cloud, show off that very strong looking eye maybe here in early next week. If you did enjoy the video on the latest tropics updates, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single tropical update. I upload these around every day at around 3 p.m. Central Time, possibly even around 1 p.m. Central Time. It depends. But share this video with any friends or family with the latest tropical updates here for daily videos. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.